recently, I don't think it was here at Sangha. I think it was in one of the live question and answer sessions from the 10-week course that many of us have been doing together. A really important topic came up. The topic of like how much time and energy should we put into practice, and how much time and energy should we put into study about the practice, and how do we make that determination, and how do we find balance there? And as we've been talking about today, one of the reasons why practice itself is more important than study is because it's hard for those words to land. There are many translations of the Book of the Way, of the Dhammapada, of that particular collection of the Buddha's teachings. And my favorite is by a man named Thomas Byron. And the introduction to Thomas Byron's translation of the Dhammapada was written by the teacher Baba Ram Das. Baba Ram Das, amazing, amazing spiritual teacher. And it's so beautiful to read. Like, it's worth getting the book just to read the introduction from Baba Ram Das. It's just a few pages long. And in essence, he describes the moment in history, when the Buddha, if there was such a person, was alive and was walking southern India on foot, just going from village to village and teaching. And Baba Ram Das imagines that we are this pilgrim who's like kind of one village behind, like trying to catch up, like everywhere we go, meeting people who are like, oh yeah, he was just here. That was crazy. The Buddha's the man. Oh my God, and we're, trying to get there. And then finally in the story, we do. In Ram Dass's story, we do, right? And we get there and we're like, oh my God, there he is. He's up on top of the hill. And we quickly wash our feet and kind of get ourselves together because we've been traveling barefoot on this dusty road. And we go to the shop and we buy a pineapple or a piece of fruit or something to offer, to say thank you for the teachings. And we go and we sit down and we put the offering there and we just sit and close our eyes and listen to the Buddha in silence. And what Baba Ram Das reminds us is that unlike us, right, who have been getting information kind of rammed into our brains since we were born, constantly being advertised to, newspaper every day, radio going when we're in the car, it's just data, 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 data. Right? Unlike us in that situation, those people that were hearing the Buddha speak 2,600 years ago, that family of farmers who were born in that village and are going to die never having left it, who don't know how to read, who have never been in a school, who've learned everything they know from the 100 human beings that they encounter every day. Right? So for some of them, these words that they were hearing the Buddha teach were the first teachings from outside of their village that they'd ever received. And so think about the mind that they were listening to that teaching with. Right? So clean, so open, so much space to learn. And so there are many, many stories, right, from the old teachings of people just hearing one talk and getting it. Just like, okay, now I'm going to live like this. And some of that, of course, is the, those stories are written for a reason, right? They're written as a promotion. Nobody would like to say this out loud, but all spiritual texts are a form of marketing. Right? Because why write the book? Why print it on paper? You're marketing. You're trying to spread the teaching. And so there's some of that going on there. But what I hear when I think about it is that we have it harder than they did. Our cup is already very, very full. Hard to pour more tea into our cup. Oh my God. No. We've already read so much and heard so much. And so the real way, the real access we have to that understanding, I think comes from doing, comes from the practice. I think it's very hard for us to learn these things just at the level of words.